Well, at this time now, Brother Stone, I'm one calling Brother Prophet Greg, General Secretary of the Rastafari Millennium Council. Because I know he can give us a little 10 minutes and Leonard P. Howell. So, Prophet Greg.
Yes, worthy. We do give thanks for the gathering as usual. You don't know, when 1 and 2 and 3 is gathered in His Imperial Majesty name, you know, Jah is always in the midst of I and I. So it's all about the mission, it's all about the journey within Rastafari and the movement of Rastafari. So we say greetings and blessed in the name of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, Empress spinning as a balance. Leonard P. Howell, as we all have that history to cherish, is one of the forefathers and the forerunners within the Rastafari movement. He was firstly trodden as a Garveyite, as a prominent Garveyite, strong in the faith for back to Africa. When Marcus Garvey, as the strong leader he is, during the time of the redemption and the liberation of the struggle, actually point to the director of the emperor, telling his followers that they must look forward to a crowning of an individual and monarch. At that time they would know that the black liberation is going to be very, very close. So that manifestation of the coronation of His Imperial Majesty November 2nd, 1930 actually energized and generated that sort of activism for the first real movement in the Rastafari faith, when you had 4 prominent elders, Leonard P. Howell, Archibald Dunkley, Robert Hine, you know, as one of the 3, and I think the other one was Hibbert, Joseph Hibbert. Those were the early ones them who actually within themselves form different mansions, as I said, organization rising. But Leonard P. Howell, his was more organized, structured, and more effective in bringing the first residue of the Rastafari commune. And so it is from St. Thomas, from that tradition, up into Pinnacle, which is the first free village now. He gathered the first Rastafari, and they became known as the Howellites, taking on, as I said, Leonard P. Howell and the Howellites. So his tradition, as how he moved within his coming together, he actually used an ancient African tradition, as they know, Kumina, to really use the same concept of bringing the African consciousness to the people, invoking the teachings of Marcus Garvey, but at this point in time, even applying now biblical passages where the fulfillment of prophecy is concerning, because many start to search the scriptures at the coronation. So a lot of ones now start to use Isaiah 9, when unto us a son is born, you know, the government is going to be. These sort of passages now cement now the faith to take shape and mold itself into what has developed to where we are now. So Leonard P. Howell was a really staunch warrior within this development of the faith, fighting off the same colonialism, because I want to tell you, say, it is because of his consistency that there were directives given in the 1930s from the colonial government that they must destroy Rastafari. So Rastafari never existed at the time of Garvey, you know, but yet still, because of the energy and the force what Leonard P. Howell rose with the teachings of Rastafari, you know, coming from Garveyism, but more strong within a spiritual conviction now. The governments now from the 30s now began to warn of the coming of this Rastafari rising. So there was a directive given from that time to even now to ensure that Rastafari don't become a strong force within the movement of black liberation. So it was these activism that really laid the foundation and helped lay the foundation of the Rastafari movement. So with such, you know, I can leave that legacy, which is what we are doing now in restoring, because it is 1954, because of this persecution and directive given, 1954 was when the police finally came through and invaded Pinnacle and dismantled and dispersed the Howellites. The final dispersion was in 1957. So that was the last vestige of the Howellites occupation at Pinnacle. The last invasion by the police force, as what them call themselves, was 1957. So it was because of the works of ancients like Ras Kremlin now want to revive that heritage, as how we say, because we move it to say we want back a recognition of Rastafari, where the heritage was from that time, to link it to where we are now, because that is what we are pushing, the African heritage. Although we are out, we are still living the connection of back to Africa, started from Marcus Garvey and the Garveyism movement. So this is where Rastafari has transcended now into the Nyabingi order, because that order came right after 57. 1958 was the first public display of the Nyabingi order, taking another African order coming out of Africa, which is what is surviving today, that shaped Rastafari into how we are. Robe and turban, locks and all them descriptors predate colonialism. So we're going right into ancients, you know. So we give thanks for the forerunner and forefather Leonard P. Howell for the works that he does in holding strong the foundation that even the Babylon saw it now as a new faith becoming a threat to their established entity, you know, because we burn out the Protestant, it became a black consciousness, a black liberation within spirituality, because they already attacked us politically, they attacked us economically by destroying the UNIA. So it was left to the spiritual that kept that liberation spirit, because whereas them can touch the tangible, they could not touch the intangible of the spirit. So that is how we revived and came forth and birthed this culture within the faith or from the faith. So
give thanks,
we
brother.
do give thanks for the moment again.
Yes.